Stacking them, yeah, yeah. Riding with country bass, country bass. Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah, yeah. Riding with country bass, country bass. Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah, yeah. Riding with country bass, country bass. Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah, yeah. Riding with country bass, country bass. Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah, yeah.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Bitcoin Chris checking in yet again. Happy Thursday. And you already know Bitcoin's pumping. And again, we don't know how many times we got to tell you guys just stack your Bitcoin and chill. We're going to jump into the Bitcoin price. We're going to jump into some tweets, per usual. Check out these liquidation levels, check out the charts. Got a new master class for the newbies. I know there's going to be a whole bunch of newbies coming into the space with 100,000 questions that I've already answered. So what I'm going to have to do is create a master class for the newbies. Because guess what? When I was on Clubhouse every single day, and from 2020 to 2023, 2022, you know, none of that stuff was recorded. None of that information was recorded. And it would have been dope to have that information to look back on and share with people. So instead, I got to take time to create this masterclass for all the newbies because I know that the newbies are going to call me and they're going to call you if you're a Bitcoiner and say, "Hey, should I buy Bitcoin now? What is Bitcoin?" They're probably going to get scammed, right? They're going to send their money to somebody that says they want to trade for them. The whole shebang, right? The whole cycle of being a Bitcoiner, we already know what time it is. But the newbies do not know what time it is. So there's going to be a masterclass for the newbies. I'll go over that later on. Head over to swanbitcoin.com/Bitcoin Chris. Get 10 bucks free Bitcoin. Also, head over to bitcoin-fiat.com. Pre-order the new book, Fold app. Make sure you get the Fold app if you're paying bills anyway. Use the app, use your debit card to get Bitcoin back. If you travel, you know, you can use your credit card, and get those reward points. But if you're a Bitcoiner, right, use the Fold app and get more Bitcoin back. It's common sense, guys. Common sense. Super easy. So the first thing we're gonna do is jump to the Bitcoin price. The Bitcoin price, we got this hurricane coming through, but us Floridians, right, are crazy, is what they say, right? We hang out with the gators, we gator hunt, hang out with the gators, and we also have and we also have hurricane parties, right? Of course, unless you live by the beach, then you leave the beach area and you leave the danger zone and you come inland and you party, right? And hopefully your property is still there when you go back. So another thing to think about, another reason why Bitcoin is more superior than real estate, because if a hurricane comes through and knocks down all your stuff, knocks down your house, yeah, you might have insurance, but what about everything that you have inside your house? What about, if the insurance wants to play stupid and don't want to repair certain things, or it's not covered by a hurricane or a flood, or the games that these insurance people play. So instead of dealing with all that, buy some Bitcoin instead. So I hope you guys are having a great day. I'm alive, you're alive. Peace, love, and blessings. Love and peace, peace and love. And I hope you guys been reading the Bill of Exchange Act. I hope you guys been reading the Federal Reserve Act, Section 16, Part 1 and Part 2. and then set part 29 for the fines that you can charge, these institutions if they disrespect and they don't hold up their end of the bargain, right? But enough of me yapping away, right? Let's jump right into the Bitcoin chart. The Bitcoin chart. The Bitcoin chart. Is it going to allow me to do so? It should allow me to do so. All right, there it is. Share screen. Window. All right, here we go. All right, guys, let's jump right into it. Let's jump right into it. If you're watching on X, hit that like button for me. Share. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that like, share, subscribe. I appreciate you guys subscribing. I appreciate you guys tuning in. And, for those of you who are now tuning in, I appreciate you. All right, so right now I shared a little bit earlier the DXY. I also shared my levels and the targets for Bitcoin, and yet again, right on target. So the first thing we're going to look at right now is the DXY. We're looking at the 4-hour time frame. Thanks to Market Cipher, we can tell that we're in a downtrend, and we can see here that we are headed down, headed down, headed down, headed down, headed down, headed down. Let me end this broadcast over here. All right, so as you can see on the 4-hour time frame, we are headed down. We have support down here at $100 and 20.3 cents. So I think if we come down and test this again, I think every time that it hits a support level, previous support level, it makes it weaker. On top of that, we got the red dot on the 4-hour. This is definitely going down lower. Looking at the daily, we are bear flagging all the way. Let's see where we could go down to, which is great for assets, right? Excellent for assets. So let's get this bad boy and see where we could go to. Boom. All right, looking for 95, 94, 95. I would say 95. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set an alert. And that way, when this happens, I can say, wow, remember when I called? Oh, look at that. Lines right up with a previous support level here, aka previous resistance level here. Resistance, 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 resistance became support, became support, became support, became support. So this is what we are looking at long term, even though, oh, look at that. We do have a green dot on the weekly. However, what usually happens with Market Cipher, if you guys are interested in Market Cipher, you guys trade, the link is in the description on YouTube. What usually happens is that you get another impulse down. So this will come up a little bit, but the price of the dollar will still continue to head down. So you would see something like maybe like that instead. Something like this. And then you could see us possibly moving up um, after we head down lower. And this would be your bullish divergence. And maybe come back up, retest. So I'm assuming and I'm guessing and I'm just, assuming it'll do something like this. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, maybe double test. Come back up, retest, and then come back down. But we shall see. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen, guys. I'm just watching and seeing and reacting to it. And that's the same thing you should also be doing. It's not trying to guess what's going to happen. Just manage and react to what is happening or what is going to happen, what you think is going to happen. So here we have another trend line I'm about to draw here. There you go. So trend line, boom, boom, boom. We do have another level here that we can bounce from. 99. I'll put another alert at 99. That's your DXY looking good for DXY. All right, to the main event, Bitcoin. Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. All right, we're looking at the weekly first. Green dot weekly, looking good per usual. I think I shared this in the Discord. My levels. I had the same fibs up for weeks now. Same levels for weeks now. Go back in the videos and look it up. Once you understand how Bitcoin moves, you don't have to sit here and watch the charts every day unless you're trading. But there we go. 1, 2, 3 weeks of straight upward momentum. Green dot here on the 16th. So from the 16th, which is last week, to this week, straight pumpage. And we hit that we hit that 0.66 that I talked about in the other video. Was that 2 days ago, 3 days ago? I made a video. I said, well, we're looking to get up to 65.5, and the alerts went off, and I shared the alerts. So, looks like your boy is right on point. Looking at the daily chart, did get that red dot head fake and then pump right back up. Momentum is looking great. We do have this upward trend here. We did break this downward trend here and this trend line here. So we got two trend line breaks here, headed up, along with your Fibonacci retracement. I already told you guys I'm looking at the $80,000 target long term, before maybe pulling back to the previous all-time high, which would be here. In my opinion, I think we head up to 80, maybe come back down to 75 to 73, liquidate any excessive and late longs, and then head higher at that point. If I'm wrong, then we could head up to 89, almost 90,000. But I think once we hit, once we get above 85, 80, 85, 90,000, then, obviously we all know 100,000 is in the books and is a given. So let me put this alert here for the 89 and 85,000. So these are levels that I'm looking at. I would highly recommend that you guys set alerts on your on your charts if you're looking at charts, especially if we have a pullback. Try to accumulate anytime that we have dips, right? So anytime that Bitcoin pulls back, just make sure that you are paying attention and stacking the dips. So right now, looking good on the 4 hour. We do have a little bit of a pullback here. The high is 69, 65.8. So let me put an alert there. So next time that we do come up to this level and break, I'll be alerted. So we do have lots of buyers here. You see how that just turned blue? That means we got a lot of buyers stepping in. I don't really look at volume, which I should. I just don't. The candle size tells you the volume, sort of. But you guys can look at volume. I don't look at volume. Looking at this, the last 1, 2, 3 hours, we're starting to come down. We do have that red dot here on Bitcoin. However, if we do come back, I think we come back down to 64 and then bounce higher. We shall see. I think the late longs are getting clapped up right now. So we shall see. Let me draw this trend line here. Boom. If we do break this trend line, what I'll do is I'll put an alert on it. And if we break the trend line, then where can I see us coming down to? Again, I see us coming back down to 64. I think we just come down to 64,000 would be the lowest. It's way down here, which I don't think will come down that low. I think we'll come back down to 64.5 and then head higher, but we shall see. I could be 100% wrong. Again, we do have a red dot here, so we'll see how that plays out. That is the 1 hour time frame. Let us look at the 30-minute, which I don't really look at too much, but we are coming down. Money flow is deep, thick in the green, or AKA blue in this scenario, as you can see here, which I share with you guys all the time. As soon as you see money flow crossover from black to blue, which is red to green, normally, that is your opportunity to go long. And as you can see here, if you would have went long here, boom, 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 you're good. So we shall see how Bitcoin plays out. But this money flow is super thick in the green, aka blue, at this moment in time. All right, so that's the Bitcoin price. The Bitcoin price. If you're trading, I would set up a trade from, again, 64.5. Stop loss. I do a super tight stop loss. If you do 64.5, 64,000 would be your stop loss, and then or add more, right? Up to you. I don't know what your trading tolerance levels are. Don't even trade if you don't know how to trade. Just stack your Bitcoin and chill. So, watching this very closely here. But yeah, I think we come back down here to 64.5, 64.8, 64.9. Looks like we're pulling back. I may need to, well, there's that alert there. I may need to take some profits on the trade here or just wait. Let me know what you guys think I should do. Take profits or just wait. Let me set an alert here at 64.5. All right, so that is the Bitcoin price, the Bitcoin price, the Bitcoin price. I didn't mean to do a screenshot. I meant to do a alert. Boom. There it is. Dropping. We're dropping. Almost down $1,000 since the high. So that typically happens per usual. All right, and so we'll keep that notification ready or available for us when we are notified that we are going down lower. All right, so we are done with the Bitcoin price, the Bitcoin price, the Bitcoin price. All right, so now let's jump into some tweets per usual. All right, so we're looking at these tweets, guys. Make sure you hit that like button for me if you're watching on X. And if you're watching on YouTube, hit that like, share, subscribe. All right, so here we are looking at the 5-year chart of Bitcoin. We are up over 650%, 695% to be exact. Well, this was at 65 too. We're at 64 right now. So around almost 700%, right, in the last 5 years. 7 extra money if you would have put your money into Bitcoin and just chilled and not worry about the price. But a lot of people love to look at the price versus looking at it long term. So let's continue. Here I found a old post on Facebook where I was talking about Bitcoin at 6,000. This was back in 2019. I said back to $6,000 Bitcoin. So as you can see here, May 8th, 2019, Bitcoin was 6,000. Ethereum was $172, which is crazy to even think about. Look at this trash XRP. What is the price of XRP? Let's look at XRP. XRP was 30 cents. What's XRP now? Trash ass XRP. Okay, up 100% in since 2018. Crazy. Trash. Stop. Anybody talking about XRP, have fun staying poor. Have fun staying poor. Just in Coinbase is down just as Bitcoin pumps per usual. We all know Coinbase is trash. You shouldn't be buying on Coinbase in the first place. Only newbies buy on Coinbase, and this is what happens when you buy on Coinbase. They'll stop you from buying and stop the price from going higher. They want to stop the price from going higher, guys. The reason why I said I want to close my trade is because of this right here. As you can see, up 138%, 36x long. I do have another trade, 40x long, and I'm gonna hold those until I'm gonna pull a MM crypto and just hold it until two, three, four, $500,000 Bitcoin, which I gotta see what the profit margin on that's gonna be. Crazy. Hopefully they don't close my trades out. There goes the alerts I was telling you guys about 5 hours ago. Sent that out. Okay, yeah. If you guys have debt collectors on your credit report, these companies can no longer participate in debt collection. So go ahead and click on that. Nicole Ashley shared that, so shout out to her. Click on the banned debt collectors, and if they are on your credit report, then you need to A, sue them, or B, hire us so we can sue them for you, or C, write them yourself and tell them to get it off, and there you go. Those are your options. If you're pricing Bitcoin in dollars, you just don't get it. 300x path from here. If you don't own it, have fun staying poor per usual. These tweets are all these are old tweets, but February 2021, and this is March of this year or April of this year. Truth doesn't change, guys. Only truth doesn't change. What's true can change, but the truth doesn't change. Scammers in the inbox. Look at how many. I have so many messages about people just asking me about so many different things. I don't really care. Earn free Bitcoin using Fold. I already went over that. I actually changed the link. Let me delete that. We're gonna have fun staying wealthy. Let's see. Thankful for Max and Stacy, orange pilling me years ago, and for the Kaiser report. Now they're trailblazing new endeavors in the Bitcoin economy in El Salvador. So shout out to them. Always love to Max and Stacy. Let's see. Spoiled Americans walking around with $1,000 iPhones and $0 in Bitcoin per use. This is an old tweet as well. This is February. All right. I'm thankful for Joyce Myers, Prophet Lovey, and Bishop Jakes. If you guys are believers or you believe in God or believe in Jesus, definitely listen to these people. They help you get your mind right. Or if you're going through some hard times, they got some great encouraging words from the Lord, or read the Bible, whatever you're interested in. And shout out to the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, the King of Kings, right? Every knee shall bow, every tongue shall speak. All right, cool. Let's continue. America is Rome. We already knew that. Been saying that for a while as well. Um, let's see. 20 hours ago, what did I see on here that I want to share with you guys? Uh, Fruit Loops with the excessive food coloring, which is poisonous for us and our children. Per use, the food that we have is banned here in the U.S. Banned everywhere else is allowed here in the U.S. So here we go. Mark Zuckerberg, after years of stealing your data, censoring the truth on Facebook. So funny. We have some crazy weather going on, and this is in Edmond. Got some crazy hail going on. Look at this storm. This is the storm that's coming. Matter of fact, we need to check and see where the storm looking like. Did y'all know? I didn't even know. I'm here in Florida, and I didn't even know there was a storm until I didn't know it was that bad until yesterday when I looked it up. I didn't know it was this big. Also, there's no school, so my son's home from school. I mean, this is massive, guys. Massive, massive. Like I'm from the UK, man. This is a massive, massive. Crikey. That's Australian. That's Steve Irwin. Rest in peace, Steve. But this is a massive hurricane. Shit looks like the size of Texas. Anyways, okay. My people will perish due to the lack of Bitcoin. Okay, PayPal did it. What did PayPal do? PayPal is now allowing businesses to buy and sell and hold Bitcoin more easily than you could do on your own. Or if you didn't know how to do it, I guess PayPal has the what's it called, the framework for you to do so, even though you didn't need them to accept it and receive payment in Bitcoin. But most people are just not aware of these things. So we're here to educate. Let's see here. The power of reading your contract. I was telling you guys in previous videos and in previous tweets, you guys provide security interest when you provide your application to these lenders, to the banks. They take your money, they go to the Federal Reserve, and they turn that application into Federal Reserve notes. What is Federal Reserve notes? Look on your dollar bill. On the bill, it says Federal Reserve note. That is what money is, or quote unquote money is. That what we call money. It's not actually money. Real money is gold, silver, or Bitcoin. All right. But legally, the only real money is gold and silver, and soon to be Bitcoin. But anyways, you give them security interests, even if you get denied for a vehicle or if you get denied for whatever. They take your application and they are able to get Federal Reserve notes for it because Federal Reserve Section 16 says so. That's why I tell you guys to read these acts and to read the Bill of Exchange, because if you don't read, you're not going to know. This is why they put things in writing so we can understand it. So it's really our fault for not taking time to read it. And I'm guilty of this as well. There's so many contracts and things that I've signed and not read at all. So, I've learned as well. So this is why I'm telling you guys to read, 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 read. Very important. Security interest. You give it direct. You give us direct secure. You give us a security interest in the vehicle. Any proceeds received for the vehicle and any accessories, equipment, and replacement parts installed on the vehicle. You also give us a security interest in any insurance service or other contracts we finance for you, and all proceeds from any insurance service or contracts on the vehicle, including refunds or premiums charges or charges from the contracts we finance for you. The security interest you are giving us secures all amount owed by you under the fair in this contract and all the other agreements you have made in this contract. See, if you don't know that you're giving away your security interest, that money's supposed to go to you. Guess that's why when you crash your car and you get and you have gap insurance, you have insurance, that money's supposed to go to you. But because you don't read your contract and don't amend your contract, you are basically giving up your rights to them, right? You're giving the money to them when it's supposed to come to you. And if you know better and you read and you do better and you know that you can amend your contract, the power of reading your contract, you can always amend it. It says in this contract that you can change this contract, but you have to do it in writing. But you don't even know that this is even something that you can change or that's something that they're doing because you don't even read the damn contract. So if you crash your vehicle, you crash your car, and you're supposed to get that insurance money, if you amend your contract and say, "I claim my security interests, all titles, rights, security interests," right? You format that, you do what you got to do, turn that in, turn that bad boy in before you sign it. You're not even supposed to sign your car contract at the dealership. It says on the contract to take it home and read it, and nobody takes the contracts homes and read it. We already went over contracts. I went over contracts with you guys in the other video. That's why I tell you guys, read your contracts. But you don't have to. It's okay. Getting a little parched there. All right, so let's continue. Let's continue. Let's continue. I think that's it for the tweets. Um, business credit, same thing I always tweet about. Try to mix it up. Try to mix it up a little bit. I try to mix it up just a little bit. Let's check out these stories. If you're not following me on Instagram, make sure you do so at official Bitcoin Chris on IG, on Facebook, and on TikTok. And I'm trying to get this name on Twitter, but it won't. Somebody has the name and doesn't even use the account. So for now, it's Chris947 on Twitter. Let's go through this real quick. Where is it at? Where is it at? BlackRock and Fidelity spot Bitcoin ETFs did a combined total of almost 1,869,87 million in trading volume today. That was yesterday, or the 24th. It's 2 days ago. Jeff Booth always dropping gems. All right, cool. So I guess I didn't have anything on the IG. Okay, so jump to CoinGlass. Let's just refresh this data real quick for CoinGlass. Excuse me. Shorts slapped up at 56,000, 8.9 billion. Too many longs. I'm sorry, too many longs right now. Longs get clapped up at 56,000 US dollars for one Bitcoin. 8.92 billion in shorts. Longs will be liquidated. So I think we may come down, guys. I don't think we come down that low, but we got a lot of liquidity down below. Shorts 1.7 billion at 72,000, which means we all know what's going to happen. We're probably going to go down lower before we head higher because there's way too many longs, and these exchanges love to play games. They can see exactly what you guys are doing. So don't over leverage. Don't over leverage. Check out the Bitcoin balances and inflows and outflows real quick. Let's see if we got more inflows. Look at the inflows here. What date was this? Massive inflow. July 24th. Why is this so massive outflow here? August 26th to 200. That was 400. 451. No. 500. What's that? What's that? I don't know. I think maybe I'm confused on this damn chart. Who cares? Inflow, outflow. There you go. Now we're moving on to the balance on exchanges. Bitcoin balances on exchanges dipping down lower, lower, lower once again. So we had our bounce. Looks like we're going to continue to head down lower. So from February to now, we're down. What's that? 1.7 to 2.2. I'm sorry, 2.7 to 2.3. Let's just say 2.3. It's at almost 300,000, 400,000 Bitcoin taken off exchanges in the last 8 months, 7 months. Great data, great statistics. Statistics. Make sure that you are keeping your eye on this data. Okay, guys, let's move on to the next chart or the next slide or the next website. All right, let's see. Okay, I think we're done. I think that's all I had to talk about today. Stack your Bitcoin and chill. Head over to swanbitcoin.com/Bitcoin Chris. Get $10 free Bitcoin. You can also get the Bitcoin merch here. You see the Bitcoin Big B embroidery hoodies. So you know it's about to be winter time. So make sure you get your hoodies ASAP Rocky. We have plenty of colors. If it will load, there it is. What color is your favorite color? I'm digging the green and I'm digging the black. The green and the black. What colors y'all like? What colors y'all gonna get? Make sure you guys go check it out. Bitcoin.fiatdad.com. Click on merch. There's my TikTok. My link tree has a ton of different services that I do provide. I guess I can go over that with you guys here real quick. Because I do have a ton of different services that I provide for you guys. So the Bitcoin Masterclass, this is the website here. You guys can go check that out. If you're new to Bitcoin and want to learn more about Bitcoin, click that link there. We have the Credit Repair Masterclass. That's going to be twice a month. So if you're interested in starting your own credit repair business on autopilot, right? Because we have VAs that take care of all the work. So we have everything, set up for you guys to, start and successfully, you know, launch a credit repair business and make potentially six figures plus on autopilot. New book, Bitcoin Dad, Fiat Dad, Bitcoin Dad, Fiat Dad hoodies. The hoodies are here as well. Fold here as well. Boss Moves book. Love that book by Myron Golden. That's in my car. If you're a business or entrepreneur, that is a great book to have. Make More Offers Challenge. That will be starting back whenever he starts that up again. That's the link to do so. That is Myron Golden. Myron Golden. Make sure you guys check that out. Make sure you follow Myron Golden. If you're looking to start and repair your credit, you can join our program. We can do it for you for a fee, or you can do it yourself for free. You're going to pay in either time or you're going to pay with money. So if you don't have time, then you need to pay with money. If you don't have the money but you have the time, then you can do it yourself. If you want to get private money, capital, we have private lenders that are willing to invest as long as the deal makes sense. Click that link there. If you want to trade on BingX, link is in the description down below, and also link will be again here in the uh, link tree. So as you can see here, that is available. You do get money to trade when you use my link. I think it's $500. Let's see. You get paid to refer people to our credit repair program. If you want to make some money, So these things all help you make money, right? Everything that I just named and provided for you helps you make money. How's the credit repair business help you make money? Because there's so many people that need help restoring their credit, or at least building their credit so they can get things that they want to get on credit. But most consumers, most this no, there's a good consumer and a bad consumer, and there's somebody that wants to fix their credit to get good debt, and then there's people that want to get bad debt. Whether that's not my place to say what you should do. I can only give recommendations. You should fix your credit, in my opinion, and start a business and get business credit and invest in assets. That's the way you should do it. But most people, especially middle class, get they fix their credit and they go buy a house or a car, which are both liabilities. So it is what it is. Let's see how you can make money with the fold. You're gonna pay bills anyway. Make money with that. Bitcoin hoodies. You're not obviously not making any money with that. My book is gonna give you insight on Bitcoin. If you like to read, Boss Move books can help you make some money and get way more money if you own a business. Um, Trading, you get money, you make money with that. Refer people to the Great Repair Program. $100 per person that you refer. So if you are not a go getter, this is not for you. All you really have to do is post online twice a day. We provide all the material for you to post online on your social media. You're scrolling anyway. That's what's wrong with people nowadays. You're scrolling online anyway. You might as well scroll and make some money, right? Why aren't you making money on the phone that you're using, right? Why don't you make a post, right? Share one post a day, two posts a day about credit repair, credit enhancement, credit restoration, whatever you want to call it, right? Why don't you share that and make some money? It's $100 per person that you get enrolled. You get paid every Friday. Very simple, very easy. But people out here complaining about they can't make no money. You just lazy. That's what that is. You can join our Discord here. You get free access to the Discord if you join the masterclass. So that's a dope That's a dope bonus that we have in the masterclass. Launch a credit repair business masterclass. Is that the same thing that I have on here twice? I do. I got it on here twice. I got to take that off. Okay, cool. I'll take that off. Credit for Freedom Business Mentorship Program. If you want to, we can just jump into that real quick because that's a whole another mentorship program that helps you out with also continuing to earn money, aka revenue. We don't do income, we make revenue. Free credit repair, free credit builders. If you need to build your credit, do it for free right here. Click on this link and build your credit. Link to my YouTube channel and then Swan as well. So all that in all my social media platforms. So there is my link tree. If you did want to join the Credit for Freedom mentorship program, this is a $5,000 program. However, we're going to show you how to make money a few different ways. So I'll just jump into that real quick. You will learn how to start your own credit repair business. You will learn how to market and how to run ads. We're going to teach you how to make money with the affiliates. We're going to also teach you how to do a trade line business where you can, if you already have credit, you can make money on your credit cards now. We teach you how to get people business funding. So if I get you $100,000 or teach you how to sequence and do things so you can take your client or that business owner or someone that has good credit that wants to start a business and they need money, they need capital to start that business. Instead of saving money, they can just leverage their credit and get access to capital up to $100,000. So if I get you $100,000 or teach you how to get someone else $100,000, our fee is 10%. So if you help somebody you help them get $100,000 in business funding, then guess what? You just made 10 grand because 10% of 100,000 is 10 grand. So you do that with five people, that's 50 grand. You can do one person a month, right? That's 10 grand extra a month by just learning a skill, right? So we teach you that. Obviously you can take yourself for funding. You can fix your own credit here. You can, take yourself for funding and take other people for funding. So that's a lot of money that you can make just with those little businesses right there. We teach you how to not only get the credit, but we'll teach you. I can teach you different methods and things that I'm familiar with and strategies that I would do and have done to, make money. So I'll teach you guys that. Um, let's see how to liquidate your credit cards, right? So some people get the money on the credit cards and they don't know how to utilize that capital because some places you can't pay the credit card. So we teach you how to, utilize how to liquidate your cards, how to maximize your credit card reward points, which I give you guys, tips every year. It's the same tip I share about, traveling for free. Same thing. Use your points, um, all that good stuff. Fly for free, travel for free, all that good stuff. And then, my niche is the Bitcoin. I add the Bitcoin onto it. So for those, these are for business owners that don't really understand Bitcoin like that. But we just add in Bitcoin as well because that's what I do. I try to that's what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be initiating and keeping my niche, even though I'm versed in business and versed in credit repair and versed in investments and versed in contract law and bill of, learning about the bill of exchange and how to endorse your bills. You can do all these things and, life insurance policies and home equity line of credit and business credit. You can do these things, but I don't tell people to invest in the typical or what would be the name? The normal investment opportunities. I would highly recommend that you purchase Bitcoin and invest in Bitcoin for the long term. That is. So here you can see, you know, proof of work, proof of concept, proof of business credit, proof of you know these things. But that is that. That is that. That is that. That is going to be it for today's video because I do have to start making my classes here for my Bitcoin Masterclass. I got a lot to do because we got a lot to go over here with the Bitcoin Masterclass. It's so much to go over. It's so much to go over. I have notes. It's actually 21 different points that I'm gonna go over. 21 million Bitcoin, 21 points Masterclass. Yeah. So yeah, I think it's really dope to have different services. If you are good at something, I highly recommend that you record yourself doing that thing and helping other people do it. Even if you put it on YouTube, put it on YouTube, put it on TikTok, put it on IG, put it on Instagram, put it on Facebook, put it everywhere, right? Because you need to be able to utilize social media to your benefit, and nobody's going to know what you can do if you don't tell them what you do, and nobody's going to be able to buy from you and to exchange their value for your value if you don't put it out there. So make sure you guys put it out there. It is 420 for the smokers out there. On Thursday, September 26th, Bitcoin is pumping. Let's see what Bitcoin's doing right now, actually. What is Bitcoin doing? Bitcoin was pumping, then we was dumping, and now looks like we're still dumping BTC. USD. Okay, looking like we didn't get that alert yet, so we're good for now. Let's see. Again, I want to encourage you guys to read the Bill of Exchange Act. Read Federal Reserve Section 16, Part 1 and Part 2. Read your contract, especially your car contracts, guys. You can always amend your contract. If you have a car contract right now, if you're leasing a car, or if you are buying or you bought a car and you're paying payments on it, go to your contract right now because I just showed you guys earlier in the video about the security interest that you're giving them. You need to learn how to revoke that security interest. And if you don't know how to do it, then you need to send me a DM and say, I want to learn how to claim my security interest on my car because that money is supposed to go to you. If God forbid you crash your car and you have insurance, that money is going to go to the dealership unless you amend your contract. You have the right to redress. You have a right to credit. You have a right to, contract, right? You have to be capable of contracting. You have to be knowledgeable that you are the creditor, not the borrower. The banks are the borrowers. The same things that I've been telling you guys for a while. You have to understand and understand these things. If not, you're just gonna keep being in the same cycle that you've been in. You're gonna keep being in the same cycle that you've been in. The dollars that we have, I made a video. It says notes on it. It's a Federal Reserve notes. FRN. And every time I jump into like that dope information, my phone like cuts out or whatever. But well, matter of fact, if you guys want, we can do the bit. No, matter of fact, what we're gonna do, because this is where I got cut off on the other day when I was in the car. My phone died. We're gonna jump into these laws. We're gonna jump into these laws. We're gonna jump into case law to be exact. Where are these laws at? Where are these laws at? Is it the right phone? Listen in. Yeah. Okay, found it. We're gonna read. This is a bunch of case law. So I found case law about a few of the topics I was looking into, like your constitutional rights. You guys need to know that you have rights. You guys need to understand that you have rights, right? That cannot be taken away. But if you don't know your rights, then they're going to do whatever they want to do with you, just like how the banks do whatever they want to do with you. One, because you don't read, and two, because you don't know your rights. If you knew your rights, then you would know when somebody's violating your rights, and you would stand up for yourself. All right. Numerous United States Supreme Court decisions have affirmed that the right to travel is a fundamental right, constitutionally protected, and that the state cannot convert these rights into a privilege nor make the exercise of a constitutional right a crime. I keep telling you guys, you don't need a driver's license to drive, and to drive means you're driving for commercial purposes or to make money. So if you're driving on that in that capacity, then yes, you have to have a driver's license. If you're driving for Uber, Lyft, you're driving a truck. We already went over that. But you don't need a. But when you're traveling, you don't need a license to travel, and you can say whatever you want to say about this. But case law and the Supreme Court has already ruled numerous times that is your right to travel. So look it up. The claim that an exercise of a constitutional right cannot be converted into a crime. Constitution is supreme law of the land. Any law in conflict is null and void. You have a right to bear arms. If you get told that you cannot have a arm, aka firearm, or your state doesn't allow you to have a firearm, you need to present to them the case of Marbury versus Madison. The Constitution is supreme law of the land. Any law that conflicts is null and void. It doesn't matter what your state got to say. Constitution is the law of the land, the supreme law of the land. All right, the state may not convert a secured liberty into a privilege and issue a license and a fee for it, which means when you have to get your license plate and then you have to get your tag and you have to renew it for a fee each year, they're not allowed to do that unless you're, operating in commerce and you're not traveling. Then you're driving. Driving is a privilege. Traveling is your right. You have to learn the terminology. You need to learn this by reading. You have to read. Look it up. I just have them copied in one spot because I have my son read this. We go over this all the time. Next one. Shuttlesworth versus Birmingham, Alabama. If the state does convert your right into a privilege and issues a license and charges a fee for it, you can ignore the license and fee and engage in the right with impunity, which means you won't be in trouble, right? You won't get in trouble for it. So if your state still converts your right into a privilege and offers a license, you don't need a license to fish. You need a license to get married. You don't need a license to carry a firearm. You don't need a license to drive. Well, to drive, yes. You don't need a license to travel. See. So if they decide to do that and charge a fee for it, you can ignore the license and engage in the right with impunity. Shuttlesworth versus Birmingham. I'm naming all the case laws, so you guys look it up for yourself. Shear versus Cullen. There can be no sanction or penalty upon imposed upon one because of exercise of constitutional rights. Thomas First Smith, the right of the citizen to travel is not a mere privilege, but a common right which he has under the right to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. I have here 16 AM Juror 2D, Section 70, P3. No public policy of a state can be allowed to override the positive guarantees of the U.S. Constitution. Hartoto, Hartoto, Hurtoto, I don't know how to say that, versus California. The state cannot diminish rights of the people. Due process of law is process of law according to the law of the land. U.S. Constitution as exercised within the limits prescribed and interpreted according to the principles of the common law. Basically, due process. They can't just say you did something and throw you in jail. Well, they can, but they have to take you through due process and they have to prove your innocence, or they have to prove that you did wrong. Right? Remember, it's you're innocent until proven guilty, but for some reason, right now, it's completely opposite. You're guilty until you're proved innocent. Unfortunately, the common law. So again, I'm just reading from these case laws, guys. Common law. The common law is the real law, the supreme law of the land. The codes, rules, regulation, policy, and statutes are not the law. They be trying to hit you with these statutes in court, and you don't read, and you don't know better. I didn't know better either, but now I know better. So if they try to hit me with this, Florida statute says, well, guess what? I don't go by Florida statute. I go by the common law, the supreme law of the land. And whether they like it or not, as we just read, if it conflicts with the Constitution and the supreme law of the land, it's null and void. Look these things up, guys. That's Self versus RHAY 61. All rules, codes, regulations are for government authorities only, not human slash creators in accordance with God's law. All codes, rules, regulations are unconstitutional and lacking due process. Rodriguez versus Ray Donovan. Ray Donovan. You know that? Y'all ever see that series, Ray Donovan? If y'all haven't seen Ray Donovan, go see Ray Donovan. Ray Donovan is a great show when I used to watch TV back in the day. Great show. And Banshee as well. Banshee's dope as well. Actually, I do watch a little show now. It's called The Boys. Check out The Boys as well. Boys is fire. All right. Besides that, I don't be watching TV. Those are shows though. Those are nice little shows that you guys can check out. Ray Donovan's pretty dope. I rock with Ray Donovan. Heavy. It's just funny that his name is Ray Donovan. Rodriguez versus Ray Donovan. All laws and rules and practices are repugnant to the Constitution are null and void. Marbury versus Madison. Did I already read that? I think so. Yes. Cool. So we just have you know just have some things in here maybe repeating, but it's all good. Article 6 of the Constitution. The Constitution and the laws of the United States, which shall be made in pursuance thereof, and all treaties made under the authority of the United States shall be the supreme law of the land, and all judges in every state shall be bound thereby. Anything in the Constitution or laws of any state to the contrary, notwithstanding, and the judges in every state shall be bound thereby. This is why when you go into court, the first thing you need to ask and say that you are not, you need to understand that the all caps name is not you. The all caps name is not you. That's why your ID has the all caps name. And when we go to when we learn how to write our name, we did a capital letter and then lowercase letters, right? But on every single bill, your name is in all caps. That is a different person. You need to let the courts know that you are representing, you are the agent, aka attorney in fact, aka you have power of attorney of your all caps name, right? And then you ask the judge, hey, judge, your honor, you swore an oath to uphold the Constitution, correct? Yes. Excellent. Now that that's on the record, let's continue. And then hopefully whatever you was doing, right? Because you can't steal, You can't cause anybody harm. You can't commit a crime. You can't steal. You can't do bad business. And there has to be a crime, right? There has to be an injured party for there to be a crime. So if there's none of that, then as long as you didn't do none of that, everything else get case dismissed if you understand these laws. And you don't have to be a lawyer to understand the laws and to read the laws. Okay, you're actually you should read the law and know the law anyway, regardless of what anybody says. All right. Courts are constituted by authority and they cannot go beyond the power delegated to them. If they act beyond authority and certainty and contravention of it, their judgments and orders are regarded as nullities. Nullities. I don't even know how to say that. Let me say that for me. Speak that. Speak. Nullities. Nullities. They are not voidable, but simply void. So if any judge acts beyond their capacity, it's void, right? Now that don't mean they won't take you up through there, because they like to punish people that know their rights. They like to try people that know their rights, right? So just be aware of that. If you ain't ready to fight for your rights, be the sheep that you are. A judgment is void if the court acted in a manner inconsistent with due process. You need due process. All right. A void judgment is a nullity and may be vacated at any time. There can be no sanction or penalty imposed upon one because he exercises their constitutional right. We already read that. A state cannot exclude a person from the practice of law. Hmm. A state cannot exclude a person from the practice of law or any other form or any other occupation in the manner or for a reason that contravenes the due process clause of the 14th Amendment. The assertion of your federal rights, when plainly and reasonably made, are not to be defeated under the name of local practice. The assertion of federal rights, when plainly and reasonably made, are not to be defeated under the name of local practice. Sounds like what we read earlier, where any statutes, any rules, any regulations that's in contrary to the Constitution is null and void, right? That's just another cherry on top. All right, the right to be left alone. The most comprehensive right and the right most valued by a civilized man to protect that page. Oh, sorry, to protect that right, unjustifiable intrusion by the government upon the privacy of the individual. Whatever the means employed must be deemed a violation of the Fourth Amendment. Privacy. You have a right to privacy, guys. So I be telling y'all with the credit repair, like there's a lot of rules and regulations, or you know, amendments that they're breaking. These rules, these laws that they break. You have a right to privacy. Warning versus the mayor of Savannah, 60, Georgia, and 93. People are supreme, not the state. The people of the state do not yield their sovereignty to the agencies which serve them. Why? This one, this is the one right here. That's the one. That's the one right there. That's the one right there. At the very top. At the very top there. I get that. People are supreme, not the state. The people of the state do not yield their sovereignty to the agencies which serve them. A lot of you guys live like this. You have you and then your government. When really it's supposed to be the government and you are above the government. These officials serve you. When you go to the DMV and they got a stank ass attitude, or they don't want to do their job, or they don't want to help you, or you go to these public places. This is why I love the First Amendment auditors, where they go to places and they see how they treat the public. Like, you know that our tax dollars are paying for you, right? Paying for you to be here, and this is how you treat the public. That's why I love those videos, because it gives you the grasp of how backwards a lot of these people are, and how backwards a lot of things are in the society. All right, let's continue. Let's continue. Let's continue. The people in delegating authority do not give their public servants the right to decide what is good for the people to know and what's not for good for them to know. The people in delegating authority do not give their public servants the right to decide what is good for them to know and what's not good for them to know. Mm. The people insist on remaining informed so that they may retain control over the instruments they have created. I think that's all the same thing. Warren versus Mayor of Savannah. There, every man is independent of all laws except those prescribed by nature. He's not bound by any institution formed by his fellow man without his consent. You are not bound by any institutions formed by a fellow man without his consent, without your consent. All right? If you give them consent, if you give them jurisdiction over you, then yes. We got some UCCs here. We got UCC Section 1. Obligation of good faith in every contract or duty within this title imposes an obligation of good faith in its performance and enforcement. Right? Tender of payment, UCC 3. We ain't going to go into that. We ain't going to go into UCC 3s. Because that's the Bill of Exchange Act. That's what I've been telling you guys about already. Anyways. Anyways. I'm going to go ahead and get the get working on the master class, guys. Stack your Bitcoin and chill. Where are we at? Oh, we're pumping again. We're bouncing back just right where I say we're gonna bounce out. Let me share this screen again. Look at that. We didn't come down 64.5 yet, but we came down here 64.8, and now we're starting to come back up. Maybe we do something like this. We shall see. We shall see. All right. Still got the alert set. Stack your Bitcoin and chill. Stack your Bitcoin and chill. All right. I don't know if you guys can see this right here. You guys can see this. Look at this. I'm looking at the FTC. I'm looking at the OCC. I'm looking at National Credit Union Administration. I'm looking at the Fair Housing Credit Act. I'm looking at the FDIC. I'm looking at the FTC.gov. I'm looking at the federal. What I'm telling you guys, you see it? You see it? You see it? Everything that I'm telling you guys, I'm doing that. I've done it. I'm not gonna tell you guys to fix your credit if I didn't fix my credit. I'm not gonna tell you guys to get business credit if I didn't fix my business credit. I'm not gonna tell you guys about Bitcoin if I didn't know about Bitcoin. I'm not gonna tell you guys about anything that I haven't done. So, Federal Reserve Act, Section 16, verse Part 1 and Part 2 is what I was just telling you guys to read at the beginning of this video. Consumer, what's this? Consumer complaints. So you need to complain. Oh, they cut off your phone bill, or they got something on your credit report you don't agree with. They're not budging. You already disputed. You got your TV services acting crazy. You got your internet service acting crazy. You got your phones acting crazy. Complain. You already got the OCC. Already said that. FTC fraud report. SEC. You need to look up the SEC security interests. When they don't, when you tell them to give you your security interest and you claim security interest, they don't listen. Then you need to go holler at the SEC. You need to holler at Gary. Gary, like, yo, Gary, I know you worry about Bitcoin and all that, but I ain't worried about all that. I need my securities. I sent these people 3 correspondence. They didn't respond. What's up? I claim my security interest. I claim my rights, titles, equities, and interests, and they still haven't given it to me. What's going on with that? This is securities fraud. I know you don't play about securities fraud. I had to look up. I'm looking. So this. Let me tell you guys what this page is. Each bank. There are 12 Federal Reserve banks. Each bank has a indent. Each corporation should have a trustee, right? So I looked up the indentured trustee for Bank of America because Bank of America denied me of a car loan, business loan back in 2021. Then they sent me a letter saying that they denied me on accident, and I had the letter, and I'm like, okay, well, because I applied with the app, because I applied, and the application contains my information, my name, my social, my signature, that created a security collateral, which whether again, like I said earlier, whether you get approved or denied, right? You're going they got the money for that because the Federal Reserve Act Section 16 says, because not what I say, the Federal Reserve Act Section 16 Part 2 says, I think it's a part one. It's part one. Said that notes shall be obligations of the United States and shall be receivable by all national and member banks and the Federal Reserve banks for all taxes, customs, and other public use. They shall be redeemable in lawful money on demand at the Treasury Department of the United States and the City of Washington, District of Columbia, or at any Federal Reserve bank. Any Federal Reserve Bank may make an application to the local Federal Reserve agent for such amount of the Federal Reserve notes hereby provided for as it may require. Such application shall be accompanied with a tender to the local Federal Reserve agent of collateral in the amount equal to the sum of the Federal Reserve notes thus applied for and issued pursuant to such application. So, the sum of the Federal Reserve notes applied for the sum of it is the amount of notes applied for. Thus, the collateral security thus offered shall be notes, drafts, bills of exchange. Why do we tell you to read the Bill of Exchange Act? Or acceptance are required under Section 10A, 10B, 13, 13A of this Act, or bills of exchange endorsed by a member bank or any Federal Reserve Bank district and purchased under the provisions of Section 14 of this Act, and bankers' acceptance purchased under the provisions of said Section 14, or gold certificates or special drawings, rights certificates, or any obligations which are direct obligations or are fully guaranteed as to principal and interest by the United States of any agency thereof, or assets that the Federal Reserve Bank may purchase or hold under Section 14 of this Act, or any other asset of the Federal Reserve Bank. In no event shall no collateral security be less than the amount of the total reserve notes applied for. In no event shall the collateral security be less than the amount of the Federal Reserve notes applied for. The collateral security, the collateral security, the collateral security. Where's that? 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 Security interest. Security interest, collateral securities. Securities. Keyword here is security. All right. I'm not gonna I'm not I'm gonna digress because I already was supposed to sign off, but that's what happens when you start reading. All right, so read the Federal Reserve Note, Section 16. I have these things up for a reason because I'm reading them as well. So what I was saying is, bring it all together now. Bring it all back. Each bank has should have a trustee, or may not have a trustee, because you need to figure out who the CFO is. CFO is the financial chief financial officer of that said bank, and that said bank is able to go to the Federal Reserve notes or to the Federal Reserve Bank and exchange your application for Federal Reserve notes. So when you know that, then you know how to, you got to say like, okay, Bank of America Trust Indenture Trustee. Oh, Bank of New York Mellon Trust, New York Mellon. What did we just hear about New York Mellon, guys? New York Mellon is the bank that may have the opportunity to self custody Bitcoin. Is that the first bank to self custody Bitcoin? Is that what we just saw? Is that what we just saw? Oh, there it is. Yes, 20 minutes ago. Wow, would you look at that? BNY approved by SEC for crypto custody beyond ETFs. Gary Gensler says, boom, 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 20 minutes ago. Look at that. You see that? You see how everything just, that's crazy. How I just looked that up and that happened 20 minutes ago. That's how you know. That's how you know. That's how you know. You know. With that being said. All right, so I say that to say, we got to reach out to the CFOs, and sometimes you got to send it to the indentured trustee, and the indentured trustee of Bank of America is BNY Mellon or New York of Mellon. Yeah, Bank of New York, BNY Mellon. Yep. So trustee, there you go. Indentured for senior debt securities, trustee. They play us right in our face, and we don't even know it. You didn't even know it. Hope this live was informative. Hope you stack your Bitcoin and chill. Don't let BNY Mellon hold your Bitcoin, guys. Hold your own Bitcoin, guys. All right? Bitcoin Chris checking out. See you guys in the next video. Peace.
Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah, yeah. Running with country bass, country bass. Yeah, I'm stacking them.